Hey, it's Dan. Welcome back to I Allegedly. I've got a good one for everybody today because there was a conference that none of us attended that gave the best advice. And I'm telling you, this is a metaphor for the entire economy, the entire industry, and it has advice that we all need to look at. Please like this video. Please subscribe this. Most importantly, share this video and relate this to your own finances. First things first, the name of the conference was the FTR Transportation Intelligence Conference. Now, transportation conference, I didn't go to that, you didn't go to that, but there were two heavy hitters that were there. I'm at Moscow, by the way. This is just absolutely stunning in Laguna, and it's just absolutely beautiful. But there were two heavy hitters. Matt Perry, the senior vice president from Werner Enterprises, and Sam Anderson, CEO of Bay and Bay Transportation. Now, what these guys said is so true, and it deals with each and every one of us. Now, Matt said it's going to be a bumpy ride for the next 12 to 18 months. Now, Sam says the market isn't likely to improve much now that costs have risen more than 5% in each of the last 5 years. 5% in each of the last 5 years. Okay? Now, here is the thing. If you are a person that is dealing with your finances, your bills, or maybe even have your own business, you have seen the cost of everything go through the flipping roof. And you've seen it affect each and every one of us. Well, here's the thing. If you can deal with that, if you can accept that, you can deal with this. The bumpy ride they talk about, hey, listen, you may have a hot month. You know, Dan, I did better in August than I've ever done. I made more money in August than I ever did. What are you talking about? And then September, October, November are absolutely dead. That's what people need to deal with. If you accept the fact that there's going to be economic challenges with your own personal finances and with the economy, you can weather the storm. It's that simple. Now, we've talked about words like freight recession and shipping. It's done, guys. This is the guideline that nobody wants to look at. You want to be told that, you know, industries are doing good and don't worry, it's all hot right now and interest rates getting cut are going to change everything. This is insane. See the little perch up there with all the migrating birds? It's funny. That's one of the small perches, but you can see all the birds up there. I'll try to get a better shot of that for you. But right now, they talked about how people don't realize how inflation has crept up in all of our lives. It's crept up in all your businesses. Now, here's the thing, and this is such solid advice for everybody. And the first things first is, you know, people are paying too much for things. People are keeping bad employees around. People are sticking with contracts and people that are not making them money. Now, here's the thing. Let's say you're an independent person. You're a consultant. You have certain clients that make money and certain clients that don't. You need to ditch the ones that are not making you the most amount of money right now and get rid of it. He was talking about big trucking companies and small trucking companies that are 1 to 9 units. You've got to read the article. It'll be the first article below, but it's so good because it's for everybody in business. And it also includes, I don't care if you're retired. I don't care if you're living on a fixed income. Inflation has destroyed all of our lives over the last 5 years. And the problem with it is that, you know, Mr. Anderson gave an example of how you're supposed to raise your prices because of this 5% increase. And if you haven't raised your prices substantially over the last few years, you're basically on a 10,000 mile load. You're losing, you know, thousands and thousands of dollars on each load. And the problem with this is that, what are you doing for work right now? Are you making money right now? Are you saving money? You know, so here's the thing. Shippers are tightening budgets. People are spending less. People are spending less at your job. I have friends and people that have contracts where they're saying, listen, can you do this at 80% of what you did it for? You know, can we get 100% of the work for 80%? Can you work for less? Some of us will say, oh yeah, God, I got to make that house payment. I'll work for less. And then some of us are going to say, no, no. My time is worth too much to work for free for you. So you want me to give you 100%, give me notes, make changes, and you don't want to pay? No. Weather the storm, guys. Weather the storm. Because what's going to happen is you're going to have good people that are going to leave right now. Man, oh man, I'm telling you, this place is fantastic. Again, the moss, there is like a green grass that grows in these rocks. When the tide goes out, it is absolutely stunning. So interest rates and financing costs are still high. It's affecting each and every one of us. It's affecting everybody in the trucking industry. Used equipment values are dropping. Think about this. The price of used vehicles are going down. People are keeping vehicles, but to maintain them, parts through the roof right now. Maintenance for mechanics through the roof. Oil, everything. Well, what we'll do is we just won't maintain the vehicles. You have to maintain your life. You've got to maintain your health. You've got to go to the doctor. You've got to spend money to make sure that the engine is working good. Whether you have a trucking company or it's you by yourself. I am telling you this right now. This was the greatest thing I've read in 6 months. And I really mean that. So, Perry added he's optimistic about the holiday season, 2025. Is that really going to make a big difference? Hey, looks like we may have a good Halloween season to kick it off, and then we're going to see what the rest of the year is going to look like. Now think about this. If your average cost per mile was $1.65 in 2021, and you didn't adjust that 5% year over year, meaning going up in price, same thing with your wages, same thing with your earnings, same thing with what you charge your customers, you are basically losing $2,600 for every 10,000 mile load you're shipping. Now, we all do this. I have a friend that opened up a business in the last year, and Dan, I get $1,000 a day for my services. And I sat him down and did the math on him. I said, you know what? I got to be honest with you. Your time, the expense, everything that you're doing for free, the travel, loading everything, I think you need to be at $3,000 a day to do what you're doing. Oh, wow, I don't know if everybody will pay that. They probably won't. The point is that you're losing money right now at $1,000 a day, which sounds insane, but that's the truth. So, you have to look at your own life and what you're paying for and what you don't need in your personal life. I mean this, guys. Get rid of things you don't need in your life. Get rid of the payments you don't need. Get rid of everything out of your life that's a headache. You and your spouse or your significant other or yourself have got to live, in a frugal mindset right now. You have to understand this. So, isn't that just stunning, man? It's absolutely beautiful. Now, when the tide goes out in the summertime, on an early morning, you're not going to have, the bikini babes out here. But this place is just absolutely beautiful. And eventually, every day, there's no lifeguard this time of the year. Eventually, this all fills up and there's no beach because tide comes in and it comes in every day. But it's just a really, really cool spot. The water is like Hawaii. It is just stunning. So, are you running trucks? Do you have customers? Do you have clients that are not working? Do you have people that work for you that are not pulling their weight? But Charlie's such a good guy, Dan. I got to keep Charlie around and, pay him. He's got a wife and kids. Everybody sells. Everybody has to do their part to make sure you're profitable or you're not profitable. So the freight recession, these heavyweights, we're talking about this. If you know that the economy is going to be treacherous for the next year and a half, you can be ready for this. You can survive this. You can make money on this. But don't spend money on things you don't need right now. Oh, my wife and I go shopping. We go to TJ Maxx every, pick up a couple shirts and, trinkets for the house. Don't do it, guys. Save that money. Eat at home. Don't go out. Save money right now. Plan on things getting bleaker in the economy. Plan on your clients. Plan on your job cutting back. Plan on bonuses not being there at the end of the year. People don't get it. People are not planning for this stuff right now. You have to, you know, you know, you know. One thing that they were talking about is don't wait to dump problem equipment. You got that car that's a pain in the ass. You got the bicycles you don't need, your golf clubs you don't need. Get rid of this stuff right now. Dump it right now. While people still have a little bit of money, you know? Oh my gosh. You know, they were talking about how you maintain a vehicle, but you got to maintain your health. They were talking about brake inspections and tire rotations and rotors and DOT readiness, all this stuff. I am telling you this right now, insurance has gone through the roof for these people. They cannot afford it. These small hauling trucking companies are not making any money right now, and they need to plan on survival right now. You need to plan on survival right now. If you can work in the finances right now, you will get through this, okay? Have everybody have a performance goal. You need to have a performance goal. I had dinner with an attorney, and she's a one-woman show. You know, she runs the place by herself. And by the time dessert rolled around, I had her convinced in how she should do things completely differently and pay her assistant more money to do certain things that would save her. She'll spend money, but it'll make her money. And as the lawyer, there's things, you know, I'm not a lawyer. I can't give you legal advice. But she can do this. She needs to maximize her time to get clients, to deal with things and not ordering things from the court, and having an assistant that can do that, that's pretty smart, that needs the money. So that's going to make her more money down the road. You need to look at your life like this. What can you do with your job? Expect them to cut your hours. Expect them to not pay bonuses. Expect there not to be, you know, the benefits that you had a year from, 2 years ago. They're just not going to be there. You know, again, it was all the questions that people were asking. You know, should I add another truck? No, not right now. You shouldn't. You should worry about maintaining, you know, everything. And again, this is the final word on this, and that you need to run lean in your personal life, just like these freight companies are running, which is solid advice, guys. It's solid advice. You know your numbers. Know what it costs you. You know, one thing I'm very proud of is my son knows his budget. My son knows his net every month and what it costs him to live and to survive on a monthly basis. You know how many people sit down with me and talk to me and hey, what's it cost you to live every month? About 8,500 to 10,000. They don't know. They don't know. Add it up, guys. Know exactly what it costs you. Know what that fuel costs in the car. Know what your insurance costs are. How about this? The average insurance has almost doubled in the last 2 years because of those den of fees with those insurance companies that are completely ripping us off. So make sure you're maximizing that, okay? You know, you have to treat every truck like a profit center. And again, this is such great advice. Everything that you do has to make you money. My friend that started that business is doing all this free work for people. I'm doing free work so that they can see what I'm capable of. Do it once, guy. Do it once. Don't do it week after week after week because you like these people and they're nice people. You know what they're going to want? Hey, can you do this? Can you do this? Oh, what about that? Oh, we don't have a budget for this. Then don't do it. But I'm going to leave you with this. Big truck sales are at a 4-year low. Okay? Off 15% right now. This is the sign of a recession. Now you can sit there and say people cannot afford big trucks. Yes, you're right about that. But you know what they also can't afford? The maintenance. They can't afford the insurance. They can't afford to go out and get new equipment. I have met people in business that hey, every 2 years we go out and get new tools for the guys. Don't do that right now. Work with what you have and don't spend the money. 18 months, it's going to be bumpy. You can survive this. If you do this, you will survive, okay? I'm telling you, read that article. It's the first one below. It's fantastic, but relate it to your personal finances. And if you do that, you're going to be totally ahead of the game because you're going to go, wait a second, this is making sense. I need to watch everything right now. And if you do that, you're going to be fine financially. So please like this video, share this video because this is important. share that article too, because I absolutely love it. I'd love to talk to these two guys, and we have a big announcement coming out very soon. I cannot wait to share with everybody. But again, make good choices. I'll see you guys very soon. Onward and upward. But again, a bumpy ride for the next 15 to 18 months. Get ready.